Welcome to the channel, everyone. Odd situations always happen, especially when you buy older used equipment like we have. And we ran into one cleaning the barn out the other day. You see right here, we didn't realize that this was going to be an issue because we didn't realize this has been repaired before. However, you can see that they've been broke right here and right here before and rewelded. And it's the same way on this side, as a matter of fact, here and right there. Now, not a big deal except for the fact that this broke and then broke the pin that actually goes through, oops, sorry, this hole, comes out over here. When we look over here and we see the one that's in, we'll say good shape, but just not broken, it's a little different. It's capped on this end, so if there is a bolt on the other end, you'll never know, or sorry, a nut. And if there isn't on the other end, do I need to take this off in order to be able to remove the nut so that I can get the pin out? To be quite honest, I am not sure how this comes apart. I'm hoping that maybe, because the broken one, I don't even know where it's at. Wife will be home in a little bit with the new parts, so maybe seeing the new parts will clear it up. That was pretty good. Right after I said that I'd wait for the wife to get back, she really pulled in about 2 minutes later. I do have the new one, so I can see on this end how this holds together. What I don't exactly know yet is how I get this in. So I'm gonna have to do some cleaning and figure some stuff out maybe. All right, so in here there was a snap ring right here that holds this cap in. And then I assume you just beat it out from the inside out this way, since the snap ring would hold it there. Since I've kind of already beat on it a little bit and it didn't go anywhere, I'm gonna actually try to find something to give me further explanation. So this actually happens a lot to us on our farm. We're a first generation farm, so all of our equipment is older just because we have to invest money into land and machinery at the same time, so gotta have a happy medium, right? This is one of the newer pieces of equipment we have. It's 2002. That tractor is almost 50 years old. Way back in the distance over here, a neighbor is nice enough to let us put our combine under the lean-to because we don't have any buildings that's big enough to fit in. So, keeps it out of the weather, but it's also 44 years old. And then last but not least, we have our main tractor. It's a 1984 8030 Allis Challmers. So our farm equipment that's AGCO or Allis Challmers, pretty simple to deal with on it because there's an AGCO parts book. And that parts book gives exploded diagrams of everything and anything that you'd possibly need to know about even this old tractor and even older tractors, basically anything that they've ever made. Now I say all that randomness because it's hard to find manuals for things. It is, like good quality manuals that haven't been scanned by, you know, a scanner from like the 1990s. One that's actually clear, easy to read, legible, good diagrams in it. All right, so I couldn't find any real answers. And when I called Bobcat, they didn't tell me the answer either, probably because they're trying to get me to take it to their service department, which I get it, they're a business. They did explain to me that these caps are kind of expensive, so I didn't buy any caps and decided to play it safer. I bought a manual online, from eManual Online. Pretty simple process, and it was a gamble because, like I said, I've bought some from Gen Sales before and I will never buy those again. Long story short though, I'm going to put a couple of pages on here because of what the manual is. I will probably be buying manuals for some other equipment that I don't have any for, just because it really did make a much simpler process. But I'll show you a page or so. Maybe it won't be the same page. I don't know what eManual will do, if they'll flag my video or something or copyright infringe me. But I'll show something that hopefully will show you how, like, the quality of the actual manual. Got it. So you can see what the cap looks like. There is like a little, we'll call it an O-ring, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. You can kind of see it right there, I think. This is what the pin that came out looked like. This one was broke. Obviously, since this other side broke, it put a lot of tension on this one, and I'm sure that's what caused this one to break. Everything's a hammer when you're working, right? That's the wrong answer. You should go get a hammer. Don't do like I did. All right, don't mind all the beeping. Now I put mine down just so I can knock those pins out real quick like you saw. I gotta take this somewhere because I can weld, but I cannot fix that. That is some very thick metal. I don't have a way to press that back over where it needs to be, so I'm gonna take it to a professional so I don't mess it up worse. Hopefully you can hear me all right. This piece weighs quite a bit, so it's easier to leave it in the bed of the truck and try to line this up by hand, and that's why I've got it like this. If you have some stands or something like that, obviously you can do that. However, the bed of the truck is pretty simple. So what I'm about to do is just to get this set. I'm not tightening it down like ugga-dugga in it with the impact. All I'm doing, I can get it started, but I can't get on far enough to make it to where this bolt is staying inside the slot that's there that I just showed you. So I'm gonna tighten it enough to where that bolt can't back out anywhere outside of that slot. And then from there, we'll actually torque things down the way they're supposed to be. There. All right, that one's on enough that it's not gonna go off. There we go. Oh, shit. Pretty simple. This has a little seal in it, a little O-ring. We're going to put that right back in here. And then we're going to tap it in. Should go in pretty easy. If it doesn't, just, clean the slot out maybe. There. We're in far enough I can put my snap ring in. Pretty simple snap ring as well. So I'll take these small needle nose like this. I'll put them right here. Put it inside of this, and then just squeeze it together. That usually is a pretty good way to do it if you don't have the appropriate pliers. Get it in there like so. And just tap it in all the way around. Probably need something more than that to tap it in. I'm going to use this pipe that I had because it's just about the right size. Just like that. Yeah, it's not quite in at the bottom. Why aren't we in at the bottom? If it doesn't go in at the bottom or somewhere else like this one didn't, you can always take the pliers and twist it around. Make sure you're actually in the groove, because sometimes that's your issue. definitely in the groove, but it's not. I'm definitely in the groove. I'll deal with that in a little bit. Just like that, all back together, ready to rock.